Greetings and Nadi viewers. I'm very happy to have with me again our master, Evgenios Voulgaris. Actually, we have met before, and today we will need to discuss a new subject. Evgenios is known for the discovery of his modality model, but we will not discuss it today. I experienced that in the seminar online with Labyrinth and in person. I invite you to go ahead and take lessons with Evgenios. But today we are going to go for a naked experience with the rabab. So welcome, Evgenios. Thank you for your time and to accept my invite.
Hello, dear Fadil. My pleasure every time that we speak and we think together. Yeah, it is a naked experience. Okay, it is. Yeah, the rebab actually is an instrument that it is the last one that of the instruments that I was really interested on searching and actually very pleased to play and with many reasons really I feel lucky because I met this instrument when I was ready to meet this instrument. And it's important because through this I understood many things for the music at first, but also for the other instruments that I play. Because finally, in all this music, when we play the one that we call modal music, or is more let's say well known like music of Makams, you know, as I say how it is well known. Actually, it is modal music using the modes that there are the Arabic or the Turkish or the Greek Makams. I mean, what is known, actually the same language with different cultural versions. And this is the one that connects and creates the big title of Eastern Mediterranean modal music.
Yeah.
So, yes, what is the rebab? It's supposed to be, it's this instrument, and it's supposed to be, okay, let's see if it is, yes, I can
It's
do it.
clear, yes.
Nice, because it's the one with the long neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an instrument that it's supposed to be the most ancient, I mean, idea. And as an idea of an instrument, it is ancient because it has everything that we have. We can find it. I mean, this is a coconut, just has a hole here. Also here there is a cut, and here we have this that is skin. Okay, this is a bridge from a bone or something like this, and a stick that actually passes through the body in order to connect, I mean, to create a system. And then, very simple, the system of these keys that is in order to tune our strings. These strings are, I mean, this is a string from cello, I mean, that we can find it from cello strings, and the other two from oud, actually not something special, I mean, a string good for bowing playing, like the strings that we have on violin and things like this. And the wood, these two strings that they are for wood, actually they are sympathetic strings. Actually, we don't play on them. Only in special cases in the middle one, in special cases. Um, but the other two are sympathetic strings, not only to create, I mean, this resonance that we know from Yali Tambur or from Tambur,
Yeah.
but I mean, not commercial resonance, but really important resonance for the musician that plays.
Okay.
Because he plays in one string and he wants to feel the field and the bass of
Yes.
the mode. So it is where is the field and where he exists the moment that he plays. I mean, this is the
Yeah.
bass. This is my bass.
Yeah.
So the really primitive idea of the modal music. This is modal music. This is where it starts. Yeah, and just to say that in the old days, these strings were from horsehair. I mean, were so many horsehairs, thick string, less
Yeah.
horsehairs, thin string. So it's supposed to be. I mean, it's not only supposed to be, but also we understand that the idea is really primitive because it is really easy to create something like this. Of course, this is a nice instrument from a Turk luthier that he does fine work, but the idea behind this, it is really easy. You take the coconut, you do whatever you have to do, and then just the stick, and you have this result. As an this is a rebab as we expect to find it in Istanbul, in Turkey, and also in Konya, that actually is the center of let's say the Sufism, the Sufi community, and the musicians and rebab and ney. They are the two instruments that for the Sufi community are almost holy because they are instruments that also there is a reference from Mevlana in his poetry. Always there is a reference. It's supposed to be the ney. He describes the ney like the empty body that through our breath it becomes then is the body with life.
Yeah.
But about the rebab says that is the voice of the soul. So and this was something that I find it nice when I heard it. But I can telling you this tour with the rebab, how it comes.
Yes.
Yes, it was in the beginning, and I said, okay, nice thing to have an instrument that says that it's the voice of the soul. But then when I was connected with this instrument, I had this result, I mean, these conclusions that, and these a little bit weird things that happen here. Weird, not magical. I mean, it has to do with the conditions. But on the other hand, I can understand that, as I told you, when you have the possibility to be connected with the very natural, this is important. This is important,
Yes.
and maybe if you are ready, you will learn something, or more than something. The one that happens is that this instrument when you play in not this instrument, the specific instrument, I mean the rebab,
The idea.
it works. Yeah, it works with the vibration of the skin mostly. It's not that we have a big body, so we don't expect a bass sound. Although the sound is like this. We have a sound like this. You don't expect from this body, maybe from this stick, from the length of the stick, but not from this body. And this comes from the vibration of the skin. So how this works? As lower you are, you have much volume, really much volume, and or let's say the biggest volume. And as you go high, with the opposite way of the voice and other instruments, that as you go high, it becomes a little more aggressive. This instrument, when you go high, it goes to silence.
Wow.
So it works with the opposite way with the other instruments. I mean that I played. When you go high, it becomes really aggressive. So I can play a little bit to understand. This is Neva, and you cannot ask much more sound, because then it's like it says, I cannot. So the whole thing is that immediately remembering this idea of the voice of the soul, I said that, okay, maybe when it goes down, if we say that there is a mirror, let's say, behind the voice, that the voice is here, and when our soul is full of something, we have the speech. So the speech comes out and becomes, as we go high, becomes louder. So if we imagine that there is a voice of the soul, not of this is the voice of the body, let's say, that comes from the soul. If there is the voice of the soul, this voice, it has to be the opposite. I mean, to become silent at the end in order the voice of the body to start. So it will be, like a mirror.
Yes.
So this, if we put this and a violin at the other ends, this starts really as deeper, as more stronger, and as it goes down becomes silence, and then when you are out. So I imagined that I'm in with the rebab, and this was a nice feeling, and I didn't do it only. I explained why I thought like this, because I have to treat with something that is not supposed to be like this. I mean, be silent.
Unusual.
When up. Yes.
Now I have two quick questions, if you allow me, Evgenios. Now, you played other instruments, and you have seen this, and you wanted to try. I am sure this is not one form of rabab. There are many types of rabab. Maybe give a little bit about these kinds of rababs, the choice you had, and what is the special experience you have with this, and then maybe we go into practical things.
You are right. The rebab, as we said, that and what we know, that it's really ancient idea. And before all the other bows, that the instruments that actually developed the idea of having a bow and a proper instrument to play to produce this sound, the sound of the bow. So, what I know from the rebab, we find it in Turkey, and this is a rebab that actually is made in Istanbul, and the idea is we find it with long or shorter necks. It's like the ney, has exactly the same idea with the ney. So, as shorter, higher tonality, as longer, like the nays, with the same way, it is lower tonality. So this is one of the lowest that you can find, and that is the one that they call it Kamba Mansur. I mean, that it is in the low octave. You cannot go something that has to do with the nature. That is that you cannot go much lower because there is a limit around this body and this skin.
Yes.
So you can create different different lengths trying to get another tonality, but there are some limits around the bowl and the way that the body works. So imagine that in any length we put the same strings. We don't put. If I put a thicker string, immediately we have problems with the skin because it is too heavy for the string. So there is a balance.
Yeah.
And also it was something important to see that it works like the ney, exactly like the ney. I mean, you need lower tonality, longer longer instrument without changing either the body, so we don't have bigger body, and we don't have also thicker strings or something like this.
Clear.
Okay, so it's clear. So yeah, this is you understand that it is an instrument that is respected from the Sufi community. So Sufi community plays music also in Istanbul. There are composers, classical composers, that they are Sufi because of this.
Yeah.
So of course it is not in the classical orchestra of the typical Turkish classical orchestra.
Yeah.
And mostly is an instrument in Turkey connected with the Sufi community. And in that case, even searching in the YouTube, someone can understand that there are not many people, I mean musicians, professional musicians that to play this. There are some, but even from the quantity, someone can understand how lost or alive is an instrument.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what is happening in Turkey. I have seen it before many years from a group called Gypsy of Nile, an Egyptian group that they played between other instruments, but there were 5 or 6 rebab players that they played the rebab, but there they have a really short and a short rebab with very high frequency. I didn't know at this moment. I didn't go closer to see what is happening, but the sound it was like when they play also together and popular music and dancing. It was really very special, the sound. But as I understood, also as an instrument, primitive, that still, I mean, you know, the world went ahead, and some primitive communities play primitive instruments with primitive way. I mean, with immediate way. I mean, they had their own repertory and their own way to play it. It was not something that we would say that it was classical. I mean, the specific group didn't play something classical, but a specific tradition around the Nile. Um, that's it. Of course, we find the idea of the rebab. We can see it also in the kabak hemane. I mean, in another instrument that is instead of coconut, they have the kabak. I don't remember the name of them in English. It is from a vegetable, actually, and and they use not coconut but this as a body. The other idea is the same, but the neck it is also short in order to, and because the idea is to have a kind of violin actually on this body system.
Yeah.
So they have this body, they have the skin, short neck, and strings from mostly from violin, and they have a more skinny sound. I mean, this idea of the rebab, but with high frequency strings. I say it is like a violin, but on another system, on a skinny system. And also the very classical Iranian kamanche, that it is it's supposed to be again. Also, they use. I have one, so I know that they use strings from violin. But here now they play it in this steady position, so it is to the rebab idea, also the kabak hemanen. So the way is this, and but now the ball is made from it's wooden, and still we have the skin. It is very special to balance the skin, and they use strings from again strings like in the tonality of violin. So still we have. So the idea, what I mean is that we find the idea everywhere, and probably and for sure I would say that there are more instruments that they are to this direction. And generally we know also from other instruments, from Indian instruments, that they use the skin on the bowl. For example, there is an Indian instrument, the rat, that it is an instrument that suitable for the Indian idea according to the left hand, but the body has a skin and the bow. I mean the same idea, but as it works in the specific music, with modifications that are suitable for the specific music. So.
Question, Evgenios.
Please.
Now, this rabab that you demonstrated a bit, and we are looking forward to see more now.
Yeah.
It has no frets, and you came from Yaili Tambur. You already know the Yaili Tambur. You played on it many years, and maybe other instruments, the oud, whatever.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we are this is similar to a tambur, yaili tambur, but it is the primitive concept, maybe the earlier concept, and this
Yeah.
has no frets.
Eh,
So
this has no. Sorry,
no
I
fret,
didn't.
no perde, no
Oh, yeah, yeah,
frets. Yeah,
yeah. No,
yeah,
no. Yeah, this is the problem and the solution at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Please tell me about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Um, yes, producers. I told you in the beginning that fortunately I met it when I was ready, because I had all this experience with other instruments and a good connection and searching the music and you know you have to be, I mean, is the most naked experience of the instrument, so it's like you are in the beginning of the modality in a way
Yeah,
before we starting before starting speaking for the intervals, before starting you could pretend that you are in the beginning of the modality before, I mean
yes,
before, even before, not, and somehow you can find yourself in the beginning of the modality,
yeah,
and this because you have nothing of all these things that we know about intervals per day. I mean, developed instruments, the one or to the other direction,
yeah,
and we have a first idea. But for me, the, the lucky thing was that I had all these experiences, so I was like a traveler in the past
yes,
somehow. So
yeah,
I knew all this, and I could find in the beginning what is happening. So in that case, all the time, you know, with per day that we move the per day, trying to find what we want, but actually, most of the times we are not really sure what we want, and this is the problem. So we still move them and move them, trying to say that maybe it's not this, and or sometimes we don't move them because also we are tired of move them, and we are get used to them. Also, this is also it's two diseases. One is to be tired, the other to get used to something.
yes.
And
Which might be wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Two diseases. They are diseases
yeah,
because you don't feel well with this. I mean, I get used to it. I mean, you don't search, so it's like you compromise somehow. That okay, I will use this. That's life somehow. And the other is that you're tired because finally, if you find, if you have found what you were searching, it's okay. But if not, it's that you're tired. But still, so here that we don't have the intervals, the intervals we don't have per day. It's like we are before. So, like knowing the future, I said, okay, so how is, I mean, I know what people did. I mean, they put per day, started to speak about the Makams, about the intervals, how to do it, where to put it, and all this. And then what is correct also. But if you are in the beginning of this modality, because the per day came, how is possible to be alive? Let's say here,
yeah,
um, and, and knowing that actually we project on the instruments our voice, and by having all this information that I had from the future, I could come closer to this, to the idea of the instrument, let's say with the privileged position that to know what we are looking for, not like, what I can play with this instrument, not with this very general idea, but
Yes.
how I can reach, I mean, not exactly to be where we are, but even this, how is possible to go there? I mean, and how it's possible this to come from here. So this was my energy, and of course I found more. I mean, what I found that the perde was, let's say, something that we did in order to be steady for also for social reasons. I mean, to find something, to use it in order the others to know that we sing this. I mean, it seems to be a little bit like I'm an anarchist with what I say, but I mean the social compromisation is something that I respect. But also it's a compromisation with us. I mean that I need to find where I want to play. So when I find it, I put the perde. So now I know. The problem is that when you know, it is good. It's good to know, but it's not really good for the modal music that actually it's an alive language that happens the moment that is played, and the target is you and me that I play, and also you that you are the listener, to feel at this moment. I mean, you know, the emotion is something that happens in a moment or doesn't happen. You cannot put it in the refrigerator and have it. So it is something that when you know, it's good to know, but you know many things. It's possible to change a little bit. How little bit? A little bit for the brain. The brain says, a little bit, not necessary. But the soul says, a little bit is too much. I mean, it is so different. And what we feel when we listen, let's say, something different from what we have in our mind, even it is a little bit different, immediately we feel that is wrong, for example. Not something different or not quite close, wrong. I mean, it is even aggressive. So, you know, I believe that people generally, they are not bad. And so they feel how they feel, and in that case, they become aggressive. So I believe much to the emotions and how we react in between us. So I think that also with the music happens the same thing. So I feel that I can provoke, let's say, the aggression of a musician by changing some things, and there that he will be upset, or how to be with him. So what I mean with the perde is from the moment that you know and you put a sign, then there is the brain that comes with another power and these power are the eyes. The eyes that see this position, and when you see, you immediately is powerful to see and not to listen to. I mean, here that you search, your ears are big, like the elephant.
Yes.
When you have the the perde, immediately your trust goes there to the side, not only to the sign, to the help of the perde, and and finally, what you have a new relation with what? With the interval. Yes, with the interval, but through the perde, or and this replaces the one the other. So actually, you trust the perde through you trust the interval through the perde. So
Yes.
you don't search it, you don't find it again, but you trust the interval that is offered from the perde. So this means I resign from the critical way that I see the music, and immediately the center of the control of our brain when we play, it is divided to different centers. It is and the idea is, okay, so we have all the time to search. I would say that actually it is the same idea with singing.
Yes.
And in singing, we don't have birthday. We have memory. And
Yeah.
actually, it's super important to have memory because it is the orality issue. So, from the moment that all this music, the range of this music, the field of this music, it is our voice, but it's something that is not so well known. Again, I don't say that so much road to go there, but the two octaves that actually they're supposed to be our modal field,
Yeah.
actually it is the range of the voice in the speaking area. So from this moment, the whole logic and the way that we feel with our voice inside these two octaves, it is the key for all the other things that they come. This is the key. Otherwise, we are in a variety of a cultural phenomenon, melodic phenomenon. And
Yes.
then you cannot, it's like you are in the space and you're turning around from yourself, but without up and down. I mean, you are lost, as it happens many times. So, so the voice doesn't only is there to direct us to the specific theoretical, let's say, way. To find the way of the voice, how we feel, because the way of the voice is our way. That's it.
Naturally.
But at the same time says that even the way to produce the sound has to be the way of the voice, because this is what that connects us with the with this all these traditions. I mean, this language. So here, just to say that actually is not something revolutionary what I say. I will remind many times all comments of teachers on their students, and especially old school authentic speakers that say you have to listen. I mean, maybe they cannot describe it well. They cannot really sometimes someone that is authentic speaker cannot speak about what he does because actually it's part of it and he cannot see it and transfer it.
Yeah.
But what he tries is to say you have to listen. I mean, listen, try always to direct the whole energy of your student to listening and not thinking. I mean, thinking, but thinking through listening. So feeling, I mean,
Yeah.
listening is to feel. Feeling through his ears, and then and then playing through this and using his brain or her brain through this filter, and not filtering what he feels through the brain. That this is the problem. I mean, when
Yeah.
the
What you
brain
call
is
what you call the brain will be dominant, and we will start counting and measuring and so on. Now,
yeah. But
it's the
also on the
other way. Yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah,
other way, where we listen and live the experience and make the brain serve us in that thing.
yeah.
And as you said, sync.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's as you say it. It seems to be a little, like a nice word. But okay, how this can happen? I mean, for this reason, I say singing. I mean, I
Yes.
say it practically. I'm teaching, so I always want to. I mean, I want to reach, to feel that I have a complete experience, but also to be practical, because this was a motivation that I had, also in order to share.
Yeah.
So it is practical. I mean, it's possible to sing without starting from listening. I mean, even in European music, the singers, the classical singers, when they try, let's say, the project is to find energy actively, not compromising. It's not a compromisation. It's a specific project. The project is to use the specific intervals that, with these intervals, we can build harmony. The harmony as they like it and as they imagined it. So in this case, they try to listen, which is the feeling of the specific interval that they search. Even it's not so correct, but all the time they study with a piano. So they try to feel it, because it's they don't tune, they go for something more difficult, and I respect them a lot. What they try to do, because it is a really tough project, and yes, they can do it. It is really important what they do in their project. Yeah. So singing, it is a real way of thinking, and I had it this with the Yeli Tambur, but at the same time I had the perde. So, and still I have the perde, for sure, but through the rebab, the whole approach is totally different. Like, let's say, going from the future to the past, now I can see the future from the past. So it is good. I mean, how much I will trust the perde, or I can train myself actually to use the perde like a sign, only like a sign, and not as to trust the position, like a sign that says me, somewhere here is Fadil, for example.
Yes.
Not here, not steady, somewhere here. So just to tell you that, because we say from this side, you see there are no signs, but from this side I have, it's a material, it's like
A stone?
it's really, yes, it says parafix. It is the one that we put just to put some photos in the. I mean, it is something that you cut some a small piece, and you can just put it here, and then you can take it out. So it's like signs, I use them like signs. That so to be, I mean, where is the tone? Where is the fourth? Where is the fifth? Where is it of the open string? I mean, so here is the octave of of the open string. So really, some places just not to be, you know, in something really that you have to invent, or you have to discover the first note and then you have to rediscover with less possibilities to find it with an accurate way. So actually it's like to create positions, to
Yeah.
create possible positions, but not to trust like a perde. For sure, it's not a perde, and actually, all everything it's just like a sign that does the whole thing a little bit more visible, according to the whole thing. But okay, and this is helpful. Actually, yes, it is. It is, and it is everything that you need.
Yeah.
Actually, because then you don't have the question, okay, let's find where it is. I mean, without this, it is really, it's a rise that they're not so strong as we thought.
Yeah.
So around here, as we do with the voice, we know somewhere where is the fourth. When we say pom yang and we do this yam yang, so I remember, but I have to tune it. I don't say pa da it's not correct. What I do, pom yang, and I tune myself. So it's the same. It's like the memory,
Yeah.
the memory that you know. Um, and and this immediately says that how accurate I can be with these intervals. Look, let's let's find it together.
Yes.
Let's
Interesting.
find it together. So, I mean, we know that the tone do re, for example, is a tone, but we never we know that it's a productible interval from analysis of the one string and things like this. But okay, but at the end of the day, you have to play it somehow. You have to have it in your mind. So,
Yes.
uh, uh, have you ever think of how is the tone? I mean, and what is the tone? It's an interval. Yes, it's an interval. So it is specific, supposed to be specific. So how is possible to define the tone? Probably, if we are naked like this, probably we will see that we can find this specific, because all the other the other intervals that they are close close to this position, we will see that actually it's so different for the soul, not for the
Yes.
mind. For the mind is almost, but for the soul is. So I have this. This is my open string, and I will try to find the tone. So let's say that I search. Okay, so I see that as I go, as lower I am, it becomes emotionally, it becomes more weak, more. So, okay. Okay, this supposed to be a good, an independent movement. Pam ta. Okay, but still I didn't like it. You see, it's a little bit disagree. this, I like it. I just move it, just, and immediately it's not stable. Just and the movement is, you know, we have a long neck. The movement is so little, so little. I mean, for the brain is nothing. Actually, I am in the range of my sign.
Yeah.
I mean, my sign doesn't say it's now I am on my sign. Now I'm on my sign. On my sign. I mean, there is a long range. So when I do the step and I am somewhere that nothing attracts me back or nothing disagrees, then I have the tone. So I feel, with the tone, I feel a step that I do from, let's say, from the A, point to the B point, with a way that it is an independent movement. Independent means that after moving to the B point, I feel that I have the whole weight and I'm balanced. So,
Yes.
aesthetically
Yes.
and emotionally, the tone, it is something like this. And this why? Because every other position around this, before we put the fret, every other position has different feeling.
Purpose.
It's not balanced. It's not like. Still. So. But yes, finally, from this, I can understand that what I feel when I sing and I just do a tone, that always was something emotional. But I didn't give a value to this because why? Because it was something that I thought that it was, you know, an interval mathematical and actually for one reason, because of being able from the brain to understand it, that it was easy also in a way. I mean that tone, okay, tone they have everywhere tones.
The most
Everywhere
simple
where?
thing.
Yeah, but everywhere where? When I play, I have to tune it. I mean, so
Yes.
what means is everywhere? Is in the supermarkets? Where it is?
Yeah.
So always in, and actually it is so specific to find it. It's really a step that has it's balanced. So all the others that in the East we respect and in the West they characterize us. I mean, they characterize all the Eastern musicians. The soft that they don't just use them in their project
Yes.
in Europe and in the West world. Finally, the soft note, it's something that it's easy. I mean, it is easy to feel because you are in a non-stable position, not balanced, let's say,
Yes.
like the tone. And now, if I play, this is falls forever. Falls, 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 falls. Landing. Okay,
Yes.
so the whole idea it is that the soft position means that I'm unbalanced, and actually for this reason I feel that I fall behind. So it's something that it's really aesthetic, and in that
Yeah.
case, our ears work excellent. And why this? Because our brain says, I cannot understand what's happening here. I mean, I see a note that is steady, but falls forever and reached. So I play. So what we listen? Without glissando. So we see steady note, and the feeling is that falls forever. So the brain says, bye bye, happy to meet
Yeah.
you, and now do whatever you want. I mean, so it's out. And in that case, you see, you know also from your experience that all the soft material is the one that is really attractive. And we would say that most of the times we don't find problems in the intonation in the soft material because it's soft, but in the balanced material, I mean, when we are talking about the tone, about the fourth, the fifth, or whatever, something there can be wrong. And of course, the brain always says, you know, with the soft positions, I mean, with the soft intervals, you don't know. So always we have a guiltiness that we don't know. Because brain says that you don't know, but our ears know. We know if we are free to find the specific position, the specific condition of us. So for me, the soft interval, it is the not balanced. So we have to feel how it is. So our ears are really critical. But the problem is with the tone and let's say the more steady steady intervals, and of course the harmony of the steady and the non-steady intervals.
Yeah.
I mean the music generally. Um, so this tone. Somehow the instrument, we listen that to provoke the position of this position of the tone, and you say, okay, why this happened? I mean, if I play just here, I listen to the instrument that tells me, you know, here is the correct sound. And why this? Because, and we say, okay, if you play one note, how is possible to feel that is not tuned?
No way. No
Because
reference.
always we compare two sounds in order to say this is untuned.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are not alone. This is the answer. Actually, we're not alone, and this is the very critical and the very important. And we're not alone because there are also the other strings, the other two strings that we don't play them, but through a physical phenomenon of resonance, sympathetic resonance,
Yes.
they are active, and actually it's like they light the main string, because when we have relation with the field, with the harmonic field that they offer to us, immediately they are activated automatically, as the brain would say. Automatically, they're activated, and they light the specific position.
Position.
Yeah. Let's see an example, very important, that we have. I mean, this sound that I have is very low, that actually give give me this harmonic, and actually I have tuned it as my open string, so it's the beginning of the field, the beginning of the two octaves.
Yeah.
So I have this. Immediately I can show to you
What about the second string, Evgenios?
the second string will be on the base of my mode,
Okay.
on my mode. So
Just to be clear with our audience.
yeah, we have a combination of two fields that actually the one field, harmonic field, is of this of the beginning of the two octaves of our field, and the other is, so it is, let's say the open string is our planet, and the middle string or the other string, because sometimes according to the tuning maybe we use it in the opposite. I have to tune
Yeah.
this. Okay, detail, but yeah, I'm maniac. So the other string has to do with my position in the world. So now, for example, the tuning gives me a position here. So I'm tuned there. But what is this? According with the open string, that is the beginning of the world, it is actually the position that gave me on the harmonic of the third. It is this heretic for the Western world, the heretic soft third, major third, but
Yes.
soft. I mean,
Yes.
the one that says that we are not so squarey. The nature is not so
Yeah.
so sharp, and it's a little bit. There is much tension inside the nature. So how I found this? I mean, I just want to tell you how they are connected, the two fields. I mean, this is tuned one octave lower than this. Yes, but why would tune it lower? Because when we play this harmonic is activated, so speaks. I mean, the string that we play is collaborating with the harmonics of this. So in order to have harmonics, we tune one octave lower. Okay?
Interesting. Yeah.
This is the idea with the sympathetic strings, not to produce themselves, but to play, to work with the harmonics, because in that case we have really very rich sound also. And at the same time, I want to have this specific position. Actually, is what we call in the Makam segah. I search for the segah. The segah is soft position, so we can find it lower or higher. I mean, the Arabic segah with the Turkish segah are different, but actually, what is different? How is possible to have a different segah? I mean, different comparing, but actually it's a soft note, and in the idea, in the Arabic idea, this soft note is lower, so we have it's more non-stable, and the Turks, or even in Byzantine music, I can tell you that actually is connected, and probably they are cooked together. So for this reason, it is this. It is connected with the harmonic that we find in the bass. So
Clear.
in the bass, in the first, if we are searching about the major third. So So I go here, but even like an experiment with even I mean I say because in the Arabic music maybe oh no this is not Sayyah, I mean our Sayyah, we like our Sayyah, of course I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I just let's it's like we work on the harmonic space. Uh, I have this harmonic. This is my open string, and here you see this is the
Yeah.
harmonic that actually this string gives to me. So
Yes.
I exist among these harmonics.
Yeah.
So I just with this way I have the possibility to go to my play to my string now and say see all this resonance doesn't come from the string that I play for sure, but from the other, from the harmonic of this.
Yes.
So so I played here and something else, I mean another string told me that you are here. This is what I say lights the exact position. I don't know if this. Can you hear
Very, very clear.
the resonance? Ah, okay, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Because it's not supposed to be resonance like in Yalitambur that you can really even feel that you have a reverb. But here is really, really as much you need actually, and doesn't add too much reverb or resonance to the result. So I have this. Now I'm collaborating with. So through this, I have this field, my world, that actually has these harmonics. I mean the octave. This is the string. Gives the octave. Gives the second octave. Sorry. Second octave, and then the third, and let's say these are the most, and the fifth, of course, the fifth. Sorry. So gives me also this. Gives me also the fifth of the open string. So gives me these positions. And this, of course, also to the both octaves, to both of the octaves, and at the same time, my position, it is in my bass. My bass means I live there. So Makam or bass on this Makam means that I am there. And all the other things that will happen means that I speak for them.
Yes.
I am there and I speak for them. And for this reason, for example, sometimes they ask me, when you say, for example, that at the end you have to return to your base,
Yeah.
the question is, okay, if I don't return, what's the problem? Yeah, if you don't return, you will be somewhere else. But
Yes.
if you want to, I mean, we want to be in one base, and actually, the story behind this is when I am in one base, in this world that actually is the emotional world, our voice world, when I am somewhere established, not musicologically, but emotionally, actually the music doesn't come to take me from here and go for a trip in Maldives Islands, but actually it's like I research myself psychologically and emotionally, and so this doesn't happen for one day. Even I play one day, I uncover myself a specific moment for one day. I uncovering. So I cannot be out of my base because we are not, we explore a specific psychological position. So
Yeah.
if you don't come back, actually you do something else. And I mean, you have the whole respect of to do whatever you want, but the idea is not a rule. I mean, this is a reaction because they feel that it's a rule. Okay,
Yes.
and if I don't want to yeah, it's like you sleep at your home, and one night you don't come at home because you go with your girlfriend or with your friends, and the next day you will come. Maybe not. Okay. After a week, probably. Okay. You see, you return to your base. Or
Yeah.
you know that you are not in your base.
Yeah.
Every night that you were outside your home, you were. So, I mean, this is base. It's my position. Either I follow it, either I don't follow it. In the music, we don't have a reason not to follow this base. Because it's the one that uncovers our music and our position. So immediately now this string has its own octave. So at the same time that I have this, there is also this, and then the fifth, and then the fourth, that actually it's a very specific place because we are in a soft position, so it gives me a soft fourth, a soft fifth. I mean,
Yeah.
soft for the main word, but now by having as second bass, as a second resonance string, my position is how how I see me inside the world. I mean, I have both. I have a system, and the system, one system is me, and the other is the place that I am. So somehow here we have game, and now we have game because
Yes.
we have the field, we have my place. So we are in the beginning of modality. We are in the beginning that we define ourselves and the world. So we start to. So let's see what is happening. I mean, wherever. Here is light. If I play muted. Here you can listen, I'm close, so the sympathetic resonance, it is on, but unfortunately it is on, fortunately actually, but for my result, unfortunately, because says that you are not here. I mean, you are, the sound is and me I'm like this. So we have a disagreement that actually we don't want. Sometimes we want to disagree, but now
Yeah.
we don't want. So okay, this nice result that I'm sure that everyone even knows music or doesn't know comes. It's nice because it fits. I mean, the two systems are together, and the one it's me and my position, the other is the world. So we found our harmonic. It's an harmonic meeting.
Yeah.
So and now the very magical that I had like experience is that I knew the segach as a sound, that it was, okay, it was something like this. I mean, this place, melodies in this place. But I thought that, you know, I can find the next step again
Yeah.
because my instrument has this open string, or I have this perde. Otherwise, I can step everywhere. No, no, this is your fear, actually. This was a fear.
Yeah.
Actually, everything is lighted. So I say, when I step here, I feel a tension. Why? Because there is this position. So this is a non-stable according to the bass
Yeah.
movement. It's not a tone. It is soft semitone, just describing soft and non-stable. But how is possible to find it? I mean, somehow in the it is stable. Why? Because it is important and lighted spot of the harmonic field that I am exist inside.
Yeah.
I'm existing in. So it is the collaboration that gives me this. So this note has nothing to do with this system, but has to do with this system. And the collaboration gives actually this meeting of me in the world. Okay, I say it again just to explain it a little bit more
Very clear.
and take a distance from the philosophy, from the Greek philosophy. So, and then this is also lighted, because it's the fifth of the open string. Okay, and then there is resonance here, and even I play, I play the sixth that is not major, is not minor, it is soft, but somehow it works. How it works? Actually, it is given from the connection that we have with my position. I mean, it's the fourth of my bass. So
Yeah.
it is something that is given from my network. So again, I say we have two networks, mine and the world. And actually, the world was existing. Me, I'm the new one here. So I have my fourth, and then so this, for example, that we are here now, it is a theoretical myth. I mean, in Makam music, because it is, if someone knows the Segach, there is a theoretical issue that says that, because of the perfect fourth that we have above the Segach, the fifth is not the Husseini perde, but 1 comma lower than the Husseini perde.
Yes.
So they put it also, they like it, and they put it also on the scores. Like, the signature. Okay. And then the thing is, always is used. I mean, we don't care. I mean, we have something nice, theoretical, more specific, and they are okay with this. Actually, the way that we play all the time is depending on our position and what we are doing, where we are. So, every time that I tune the fourth, of course I will use this, because the voice tunes a perfect fourth. So if I have this, that actually it is the third but soft, it will go to the fourth that will be soft. also.
Yes.
So I no choice. Easy,
Yes.
easy living. So this, without searching, is the soft position of actually here would be Husseini, but Husseini a little bit uh, uh, one comma theoretically, just saying
Which
to
is
the
in relation to the
in
previous song.
relation with
Yeah.
the me exactly.
Yeah.
So we have this, but then when I play. When I'm here and I tune, I'm temporary based here because I speak for my third.
Yeah.
I'm always here, but I speak now for my third condition and I say, when I speak for this, I am in a place now, my position, temporary position, is here.
Yeah.
So the second is this, that actually it is the Husseini and cannot be the soft one because the soft one was directed from a soft base and now is the second one of a rust place that no reason to be one comma back
Wow.
except I'm compromised. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
all the time we work with one tool, the field, and where is our base. Otherwise, it's like we create rules for ourselves, or we think we like to think that we are steady, even we are not. I mean that it's like after many fights with many people, it's like you say, you know, all the people they have problem. I fight with all of them. so,
Yes. Yes.
so
Interesting.
it's like don't see your that you cannot see your position. So
Yeah.
so this that it would be a theoretical debate in the real life, in the naked life, it is survival. I mean, it
Yes.
is cannot be in another way. Cannot be. I mean, what means one comma? I mean, if, for example, you have Kanun players in Turkey or in Greece, they speak thousands of hours about the one mandal, two mandals, one mandal down. We have to do it like this. Okay. When you try to play something, of course, you move your mandals. But theoretically, if we have to have the one mandal or in Sejach down all the time, or not, or but if we don't have it, it is not Sejach. Things like this. I mean, what everyone needs in order to be sure that he is in the correct, it is in the God road.
Script.
So, I mean that, okay, all these are debates. I mean, my teacher said this, my teacher said this, okay. But here, in the naked, that you have to find how this will happen, you learn from your life. I mean, if you go against this, like I will do this, I will have this perde. If I put a perde and I follow a perde, then the whole thing is compromised and actually doesn't work. But if I put the perde, actually I resign, I quit of criticizing the sound, and I'm back. Of course, I have to say, just not. I'm not saying that take your tambours and cut the perde and all this. Okay. The only thing that I say is that we have to learn more, and we can learn from where this started, and not from analyzing more what we have in order to make it small pieces in the idea of the Lego building. that we have small pieces and then we can create what we can create. The whole idea is that through this I can feel really safe that I'm collaborating with what I have, and then to go to my wood and to know what I'm searching, to go to my violin and know what I'm searching, except the orality that I have from my teachers and their speeches. I mean, their music, their improvisation, that they have their own, let's say, their own ornamentation, expressions, words that we like from them, phrases that we like from them, and we imitate, and it's like we talk, and you know, my teacher said this, and everything nice, but
Yeah.
never is everything. So, is possible to learn everything? No, but it's possible to see where everything happens. So everything happens in this field, and we have to understand the field, because nowadays the whole thing is, let's find the correct book to learn without having actually our personal time with understanding and visiting this place as someone that doesn't know but can learn,
Yes.
and if it is directed correctly. So we have to learn many magical things. I mean, I tried not to be super musicological, but I mean
Yeah.
with this, but I tried to tell you what I see here, and how it's possible to create, to find intervals that, not the intervals that they are hidden, but actually the intervals that they are lighted. And although the brain says you cannot see nothing, but here what I tell you is, from the moment that I have the string that represents the world and the string that gives the harmonic field of my existence, then I have everything that can happen, and actually the whole thing is lighted with a natural way.
Interesting.
So I'm here. Somewhere here is the octave. Is possible to find the octave with accuracy of a classical musician? Actually, yeah, let's see. Okay. This is not, I mean, even for the Yali tambour that has perde, is not something easy. I mean, the perfection of the octave. But here is survival method, because it's your island. I mean,
Yeah.
it is your lighted. It's you respect. I mean, I respect all this, and I trust all this. For this reason, well, we can do this. So we are not lost, but even we have whatever, everything that we need, and not more. And this is something more that to make it clear. It's not only when you are naked. It's not only this naked environment. You can understand things for yourself, for yourself, and for the world, but also for how it works. I mean, the collaboration between them. Okay, in every position of you, in every mode of you. So
Yeah.
the mode that changes is your position or the quality of your position. I mean, it's possible to change my position here to be somewhere else, but also to be here, but to have another quality instead of having to have We have this that it is another quality in the same position. So it is another emotion, let's say.
Yeah.
I am here in the same position but with another emotion. And what this has as a result, has a conflict here, for example. Okay, let's say that this was a symptosis. It was random. Can you find it again? It is nowhere, you see, it's in between. I mean, it's nowhere. How is lighted? There is small, but there is light. If I play, immediately is mud. It is, it is wrong of the world. And there is a moment that the whole thing works. Okay, so, okay, I will keep this. I mean, it's nice. It's nice, and comes from as a result, an aesthetic result of the collaboration of me and the world. Okay, and what I have now? This is the Huzam, that actually there are rules and many rules that they say that, the fourth has to be, I mean, on the third there is a Hijaz, but this Hijaz has very high second. I mean, so the fourth is really soft, and you have to learn to find.
That's the rule of exceptions. The rules of exceptions.
Super exceptions. Okay, and on the same time that it's a sound that only some people know, and things like this. And actually, it is given from the system. It is given, and it is not.
Evgenios, sorry to interrupt here. Now, this system, the way we use it, the way it makes us meet nakedly the modality and such primitive or maybe basic instrument, we connect it with the repertoire, with what we know, with what we listen and sing. Now, how to take this to a piece, how to take this to a taksim? Like, this is,
You said that it's, I mean, our position and the world is to be here. And then you said something that I didn't understand. How is connected?
Now, how to take this experience of discovering the sounds, which is linked to our experience with the repertoire, with the pieces, with
the repertoire.
And take it to maybe study pieces to create new taksims. I see it now coming clear, just to demonstrate a bit of it.
Actually, the pieces that our repertoire on this field, on a field like this, I mean, when this field becomes part of our mind, so we feel free. I mean, this is really old, but it's so new, so fresh for our mind. So the repertoire actually has examples of this. So if in a very free way you move yourself here and you collaborate, I mean, you have a to know a piece of the repertoire means that you have a collaboration, open collaboration with a composer, maybe not him with you, but but you have one road, one way collaboration, and the whole thing is to invite this collaboration here. I mean, that actually it is the real field for this music. So after understanding the whole thing, that actually the whole thing, it is I mean, this composer in a way found himself here. So you come here in order to meet all the composers. And actually, I mean, the old composers that Why? Because we are sure for the reality. We are
Yes.
sure for this, because not because I don't respect new compositions, and I respect more than just to make it clear,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we have this safety of s- clear field of orality, just to understand what is happening in order to use it, just to use it. Otherwise, I'm with anyone that plays music, even good or even bad, trying to play the music. I'm with him, and
Yeah.
actually, most of the days, most of the time of my life, I'm with people that they don't play well, but I try with them. So
Yes.
I respect them a lot. But the composers, the old composers that they have, and for me it was the center of my research, because I know that we have some melodies that finally were written down on scores, but they were, and I know that even today all the compositions are oral. I mean,
Yeah.
we have some scores that they don't say something about the performance or whatever. So if you don't know, you don't play. If you play without knowing, everyone can listen to you that you are just out of this, and
Yeah.
you just borrow a melody, and the worst that you know it also. But yeah, if I mean, this is the real place that actually the composers, the oral composers, worked even unconsciously. I mean, when they work, I'm sure that they create their musics not on their instruments, because we know tamburizm, we know kemanitatios, but the whole thing is in their voice, and for this reason, we have pieces from taburi, pieces from neizen, pieces from udi and kanuni, and in the old days, you cannot say from the piece which instrument is the instrument of the composer. In the
Yeah.
new pieces, now that the whole thing is different, if you see pieces from, for example, from Yüksel, Bakhtair, very nice pieces, but you can understand that probably is a canon player because
Yeah.
of the way. So many times it is. I don't say that it is 100% created on the canon, but it is a collaboration. It is. I also write something that I like with my instrument, but in the modality, in the
Traditions.
oral tradition, and with the mask, there are no instruments. The instruments come afterwards, and actually, it is in my experience composing. I have so many instruments. Any instrument, if I used any of the instruments, even the rebab, I mean, even after all this that we say, it is a prison for me. I mean, it is a prison that I have to respect the instrument. I have to respect something. I have to respect the
Limitations.
limits. But voice is really the important.
Wow.
So always I compose singing, and then I play to the instruments. And I'm sure that this happened also in the oral period from the composers. I can feel it also like a proof. I told you this, that you cannot decide which is the instrument of the composer. Maybe sometimes of the ney players that they like, they play really long notes, and they like also to sing I mean that because of their instrument sometimes they sing really long
Beyond
notes.
breath. Yeah.
Have compositions that sometimes they betray the neizen. But as you understand, we need proofs to
Yeah.
say what is happening. So the modality doesn't work on the instruments. We transfer the music on the instruments and does want from the instruments. And this is another big confusion for the musicians, that they are stuck trying to prove, for example, on their violin, for example, the Makam, that it's not logic,
Yeah.
because you have a projection there, you have a projection of your voice. Doesn't work in the opposite. And in that case, all this very important material that has to do with, let's say, the naturality of the voice. I mean, no, the special things that happen with our voice. I mean, the extreme areas that we have, they are not extreme in an instrument. The emotional area of our voice is not emotional on an instrument. But the music that we will create in our extreme areas or in our emotional area of our voice is possible to transfer it on the instruments. So it works one way, and this is important.
That's
And
very
the other
important,
thing that
really.
I tried to say before about the naked
Yeah.
reality of the rebab, lackiness, let's say, it is that the problem it is that sometimes it's when we have all these cultural things like, let's say, the perde, that we have also, we don't have only a perde to move like in the old days, but we have perde for transpositions. See, I mean, it is not that you put your position on the world, like we said, but also many positions of you at the same time, pretending that I'm really strong. I mean, just to use the word. So,
In
but
this case,
what
we
is
are missing the point. We are missing the
yeah,
point.
for sure. And for this reason, I want just to
Yeah.
complete this with this,
Yeah.
that we have two problems with the first. It is that we don't have the naked place in order to feel ourselves and to compare. I mean, the different modes will come when we are able to compare how we feel here, but not in a supermarket that, even shampoo, when you go to buy, you are tired trying to see which one you will buy from the 10 different. Imagine to have 10 per day for different usage and to be there and actually tiring yourself. So the problem, tiring and actually disturbing your ear with different choices. There are no
Yeah.
choices,
Yeah.
but for your eyes are choices.
Yes.
Different choices of something that at the end you say, okay, I mean, it's good. But so the problem with all this, it is not, firstly, that we are not started, we didn't start it in a naked environment in order to find ourselves. To find ourselves in the world, so to find our modes, to find our connections. And the second one is that, okay, this didn't happen, but we have the Yali Tambur, the Kanun, and all those. And what I'm saying is that when you don't do it in the right way, I mean, from the right direction, from the naked to the development, then all this development is an obstacle. There are obstacles in front of your eyes to see what is actually the natural position, because there, in this, what we call culture, there are some really important things that we understood for us, but also there are many things that we did because we are afraid of death, of the others, of things like this. So
Yeah.
finally, it is something. There are too many things that actually they are there, and we cannot say what we need and what we don't need. And actually, even we want, even we don't want, we respect them like rules, like law.
Yeah.
And this is a big obstacle actually to our ears and to our true emotional life. That as a musician, if you don't have it, it is, and I mean musician, not professional, not as a musician, someone that gives a shot to this, to the music. Yeah.
Wow.
So this was the idea of the naked. The naked. We have
Experience
two
with-
problems. We need empty space. The first thing is that is not empty space, and the second is that is full. Full
Interesting.
in order to remind.
Master, this is really a great discussion. It was really rich, and you were so generous to share this experience with us.
My pleasure, really. Really.
And we will do this again for sure on other topics as well. But do you like to play us something now, or you want to choose a piece to share with our audience? What do
I
you
can
like?
play also. I mean, we don't have something special about the sound, so
Yeah, I mean,
also-
it's good to hear
Listen-
something new.
yeah. You listen. Also, the birds that I have here. It's not an affair. It's real.
Yeah, so I think they are part of the network.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, okay. It could be an improvisation on Segah.
MashaAllah. So beautiful. Thank you very much, Master. Really.
My
I.
pleasure, really, to live
Mm,
in music, speaking with music, and this is personal, it's not professional, and also uh, to be able, and of course, this is something that I cannot do alone. So to meet people that we don't live so close, of course, but to meet people like you and musicians like you and be, um, I'm really glad to have to share actually, as you see, very personal things, and and not, you know, the truth of the music, but my truth in the music. It
mhm.
is more than honor.
Thank you very much again, and thanks to you, viewers. We'll see you again with our Master Evgenios and other friends as well.
Be well. Be well.
Thank you.